Children, this is the next video for revision purpose, and this is about the reflex action and reflex arc. I chose this topic because I did not take my usual bio class for this, so let us revise it once again. And if you have any issues, you can ask me later on. This diagram is basically just hold on. Let me select a pen. This one. So see here, first of all, let us talk about the structures. This is the spinal cord, right? How you have obtained this structure. Suppose if this is the vertical spinal cord that runs along your vertebral column. These are the vertebral columns placed one over another. In the center, vertebra is hollow, and through that central canal this spinal cord runs so that it is protected, right? When the spinal cord, when you take out the transverse section, then it appears to be somewhat like this, right? Here the arrangement, first of all, this arrangement is somewhat opposite from the brain, because in brain you have the white matter inside the hollow portion and gray matter towards the outside area. Here the white matter is out, right, and gray matter is in. This H shaped structure, if you can see, roughly it is H, it is not a proper H, it's just a curvy H shaped structure, and this is all gray matter. That means all the cyton bodies of a nerve cell, it is towards the inner side, and all the axon bodies are towards the outer side, right? Then you have to see these structures. When we say dorsal and ventral, what are we trying to mention? Children, when you stand straight, your back side is your dorsal side, right? So your back side is your dorsal side, and your front side, where the chest is there, your front side is the ventral side, okay? And then you see that two emergences are there, right? So the dorsal nerve is there, and then there is a ventral nerve, and both of them, they are enclosed within the common sheath, and then it is known as spinal nerve. So it's not that the moment you draw the spinal cord, straight away the nerve which is coming out is spinal nerve. No, first of all the emergence is dorsal nerve and ventral nerve, covering the organs of the muscles of both the areas, and then they are enclosed within a common sheath which is known as spinal nerve. So spinal nerve is basically a mixed nerve having sensory neuron and the motor neuron, right? These two areas where the stimulus is received, right, that area is always the receptor area, right? That means from receptor to brain, if something has to go, it is essentially sensory nerve, and this area is effector area. Effector area means the area which is showing response. So that means response can only be shown if someone instructs you. In that case, the arrow should be this way. Children, remember, this diagram did not contain the arrows, but a reflex arc can never be explained without the arrows, right? So always remember this. Without arrow, it is useless. So always remember this when you explain. And thereafter, you can label few more things here. Just see this green structure inside. Just see that green structure. This is an associate neuron. Associate means the one which is connecting the sensory neuron and the motor neuron inside the spinal cord, right? So this is a connection neuron. You call it associate neuron. It helps in transmitting the impulse pretty much faster, right? So relay neuron, you can also call it relay neuron. So it passes whatever it receives, it passes the content quickly to the next area, right? Then one more thing that we have to talk about, it is this knob like structure. This is a sensory root ganglion, dorsal root ganglion, this is always present on sensory nerve. A motor nerve never has this kind of ganglia present, right? So this is what you have to understand, that stimulus is received by the receptors present on your body. These receptors could be audio receptors through your ears, they could be photoreceptors through your eyes, they could be sense receptors, I mean those which are present on your skin, right? They could be gustatory receptors for your tongue, olfactory receptors for your nose, right? But the message has to be essentially sent to brain or spinal cord. Then spinal cord and brain, since they are connected, so the decision can be processed there, and whatever decision or response is decided, it is further transmitted to the effector, and this occurs in fraction of seconds. It's not a time taking event, it occurs in fraction of seconds. So that's why we say that it is an electrical impulse. Just the way cardiac impulse is electrical, the nerve impulse is also electrical. That's why it gets transmitted very quickly, right? So just understand this much, that a spinal cord contains gray matter in, white matter out. In the center is the central canal, right? This is also filled with the cerebrospinal fluid. The spinal cord also contains those three meninges the way brain contains, right? The function of CSF here also is similar, just the way brain has. Then spinal cord contains two nerves, one is incoming and the other one is outgoing, and one is coming to the dorsal side and the other one towards the ventral side, right? And the processing is done in spinal cord, and the message is received towards the receptor. Receptor is the organ that receives the stimulus, message is sent to the spinal cord, and then the response is decided quickly and it is sent to the effector, right? Labeling is very, very important. This diagram in particular, this reflex arc, right, it is in particular very, very important with reference to boards, because they give you the diagram, they ask you to label it, and also they ask different functions. And many a times, I'm just using a different color rather than erasing the area, a blue color for this portion. What is this? So in that case, sometimes you get confused whether you have to label it as spinal nerve or you have to label it as mixed nerve. Whenever you are answering this question, labeling, if suppose it is ever asked, you write first of all spinal, right, and within bracket you mention it's a kind of mixed nerve. If the question is confusing and you don't know what to write, whether the question is demanding spinal or mixed, you write spinal and within bracket you write it is a kind of mixed nerve, right? We call this reflex arc. Why? Because I have drawn the arrow, otherwise this is the reflex, the path of reflex action, right? Just hold on, I'm creating some space here. So when you have to write the reflex action, the path of reflex action, you talk about the sensory neuron or nerve, right? You talk about the motor nerve, fine. Then since this is the reflex action connected with spinal cord, so you will be writing here association neuron, right? But when you are writing sensory, that means you have to mention that it is coming from receptor and it is ending up to the organ effector. So this is the response side and that one is the stimulus side. Whatever pathway we have drawn, children, till now, this is the reflex arc, right? Reflex actions are always involuntary. Reflex actions, they are always involuntary. That means they are generally stored in your body on the basis of previous experiences, right? Some are conditioned and some are natural. The natural ones are the ones which are present in a baby, newly born baby: blinking of eyes, sneezing, coughing, holding the hand, and smiling. These all are natural reflexes. But when you talk about the conditioned ones, these are the reflexes that you learn through your experiences during your lifetime. Right, children? There are various examples which are given in your book. Always read those examples, because they sometimes make a question odd one out, where three will be belonging to one category and one will be belonging to a different category. So that question becomes quite confusing. I expect that you people have listened to whatever I have said, and just prepare this well. This is a reflex arc. We discussed about the pacemakers in the previous videos too, and the natural pacemakers too. So I hope things are clear to you. If you have any issues, please let me know later on. Fine.